All right, we are going to do a practice video today, and I'm going to just work along with you to practice with adverbs. There is no new lesson, and we're just going to put to use what we did yesterday. So let's look at this example. Oh, also, this book, I'm super excited, guys. I didn't even think about this, but I've been trying to do and rewrite sentences to help you guys with language when we're doing practice videos. And I was looking at Cubby's, and Preston left his language book. So the back of it is undone, which means I can just work along with you. So I miss Preston, but I can use his book because half of it's finished and half of it's not. So that was kind of exciting for me instead of rewriting everything 5 times. So let's get started. In each of the following sentences is an adverb which describes the verb. Underline each verb 2 times and then circle the adverb and draw an arrow from the adverb to the verb. If the verb has a helping verb, draw an arrow to each part of the verb. Okay, so I'm going to do a couple of them with you and show you what I mean by that, the first 2, and then I will raise a challenge to you and we will keep moving. So number 1, the first part says underline the verb 2 times. So you should work diligently. Our subject is you. I'm actually just going to go ahead and underline the subject because that helps me. And then should work is our verb. It's a helping verb and an action verb. And therefore, our adjective or our adverb is going to be the only one. So it says to, let's double check though. Does this answer one of our 5 questions from yesterday? Where, when, how often, to what extent? How do we work? We work diligently. Or to what extent do we work? We work diligently. Well, it would be to how do we work? Because this is describing how we work. So we're going to circle that. And it says if the verb has a helping verb, which it does, draw an arrow to each part of the verb. Okay, so we're going to go work, and then just coming off of the same thing so that you can tell that this describes should work. Okay, how should we work? We should work diligently. Okay. Number 2, did you listen attentively? So our subject is you. Our verb is did listen. It's split by the subject there because it's a question, and sometimes that happens. And attentively is going to be, here's our ly, which is a little key. Does it answer how or did listen? The question, one of the questions about did listen, it answers how or to what extent did you listen? You listened attentively. So this is an adverb describing listen and did, because remember they tag team. Those arrows are really messy. Sorry about that. Okay, so here's my challenge to you. I'm going to challenge you to, with your pencil, and lightly, don't press hard because then it might be hard to erase, challenge yourself and see if you can, or challenge yourself to pause this video and finish this section, then press play to work along and check your answers with me. Okay, I'm going to give you that challenge. You don't have to accept it, but it's going to challenge your brain and push your brain to remember this a lot more, which will make 5th grade easier. So if you're going to take me up on that, let me know if you did in the comments when you're done, but pause, go. All right, so we're back. Let's keep moving on to number 3. Brilliantly, the stars shone. Okay, so this one we have to definitely find our verb and our subject. Our verb is what's happening. Shone is the verb. Our stars is the subject. Stars shone. Okay, so sometimes the adverbs are going to be before they're going to be in the subject part. Okay, not always the predicate part. So here's an ly word, brilliantly, and this would answer the question, how did the stars shine? They shined brilliantly. So we're going to draw an arrow from brilliantly to shone. Number 4, steadily the horses advanced. This is another one that is kind of like 3. Subject, horses, advanced, verb. Okay. How did the horses advance? They steadily, this is another ly clue word, steadily advance. And then if you remember, the is an article that describes horses. That's just a little bonus there for you. So this is an adjective that describes this noun. This is an adverb that describes this verb. Okay, number 5, the deer ran gracefully. This is an easy, simple one. Deer ran. And then how did they run? Gracefully. There's another ly word, and that is an adverb because it describes how they ran. Okay, gracefully does not describe deer, it describes how they ran. Moving on over here to number 6, Paul preached fervently. This is an easy one because we have our subject, We have our verb. Fervently, here's your ly word. How did he preach? Fervently. Okay, that was an easy one. 3 words, just determining what's what. The flowers blossomed beautifully. So what's our subject in this? Flowers, our verb is blossomed. And does beautifully describe flowers? Can you have beautifully flowers? No. Beautifully, here's an ly. This is an adverb because it describes how they blossomed. Okay, if it said the flowers were beautiful, then that word beautiful would describe flowers, but it doesn't. It says the flowers blossomed beautifully. So the description is about the verb, the action that's happening. It's describing how they blossomed. Number 8, he pleaded his case eloquently. He pleaded. Okay, this is what he pleaded. This is something, these 2 words together are something that you have not yet learned. They're called complements. You will learn those in 5th grade. But, so we're looking at eloquently. Here's our key, ly. It's an ly word. So this is an adverb. How did he plead? He pleaded eloquently. Most of these are the how question. We're not really getting into the other 5, which is fine. Where, when, how often, or to what extent. So that's fine to practice. But next one, Daniel courageously served God. This one is split up again. So Daniel is our subject. Served is our verb. That's our action verb. And how did he serve? Courageously. Courageously does not describe Daniel, nor does it describe God. It describes how he served. So this is an adverb describing that. And finally, the children sang happily. So children is our subject. Sang is our verb. Here's another ly clue word. Happily describes how they sang. All right, did you challenge yourself and did you get them right, or did you have to update a little bit? Let me know. I'm curious to see how you did. Let's move down to Think B. Underline each adverb. In the blank, write the verb or verb phrase that the adverb describes, okay? So we're going to look, Robert Bruce bravely defended Scotland. So Robert Bruce, I just like to do the subject on these practice ones because that helps me. Ooh, but it says to underline the adverb, so I don't want to do that. So we'll just talk about what the subject and verb are. So subject, Robert Bruce defended. Subject, verb, okay? How did he defend? What did he, or where did he defend? To what extent did he defend? Bravely is our adverb. It's a clue with the ly. Okay, so in the blank, write the verb or verb phrase the adverb describes. What verb does it describe? Defended. So I have to, sorry, my hand is going to be in the way. Defended. Number 2, he and his men courageously fought the English. He and men, those are our subjects. Fought is our verb, okay, because you can fight. So our adverb is going to be what? Courageously. And what does courageously describe? Fought, how he fought. Okay, I'm going to give you a chance to challenge yourself again on these if you like, if you want to, or if you didn't challenge yourself last time and you think you've got it down, go ahead and pause this video, finish the section, and then press play to check your answers. Okay, number 3, he was constantly beaten by them. Our subject is he, our verb was beaten, which means our adverb is constantly. How was he beaten, or to what? How often was he beaten? He was constantly beaten, and our verb that we are defining or describing is beaten. Sorry, it's really hard to write like this while I'm holding a camera. Number 4. On one occasion, Robert casually noticed a spider. So the verb or subject, Robert, verb, noticed. How did he notice? Where did he notice? To what extent did he notice? How often did he notice? He casually noticed. So this is our adverb, again, an ly that gives us a clue, and it describes how he noticed. Okay, so noticed is our action verb. Number 5, it worked persistently on its web. Okay, the subject is it, verb worked, and what's our adverb? Look for the clue word, ly, persistently, because persistently answers the question, how did it work? It worked persistently, which means our verb that we're writing in our blank is worked. It describes the verb worked. Number 6, on the 7th try, it finally succeeded. Subject, it, verb succeeded, and our clue word with an ly is finally, and finally answers the question about succeeded. When did it succeed? Finally, it succeeded. Sorry, I'm really struggling to speak today. Okay, number 7. Robert was inwardly strengthened by this lesson. Robert, subject, was strengthened is our verb. And look for your clue word, ly, inwardly. How was he strengthened? Or where was he strengthened? He was inwardly strengthened. So this describes strengthened. Do you guys get dizzy by my videos when I hold them like this? Because I feel like I would. You're troopers, that's for sure. Okay, number 8. Robert and his men successfully won the next battle. Subject, Robert, men. Verb, won, which means our adverb is this clue word, or ly, our clue to say successfully. And how did he win, or to what extent did he win? He successfully won. So our verb is won. At a later time, he completely defeated the British. Subject, he. Verb, defeated. And our clue word, ly word, our clue ly word is completely. To what extent did he defeat the British? He completely defeated the British. So completely describes defeated. And last one, number 10, like a spider, we should work diligently. So our subject is we. Our verb is should work. And how should we work, or to what extent should we work? Diligently. That's another ly. I think all of these were lys, weren't they? Bravely, courageously, constantly, casually, persistently, finally, inwardly, successfully, completely, diligently. Yes. See, more often than not, your adverb will have the ly at the end. So diligently describes should work. And that is a verb phrase, so we need to put the whole thing on. All right, so I hope you did well on that. Let me know. And let's just read the yellow box, and then you'll be on your own for the rest of the work. In many of the examples above, the adverbs tell how something was done. We already discussed that, especially up here. Go back, read your verbs, and then ask how. Notice the adverb answers your question, which we actually already did that. So as I was going through, you don't have to worry about it. But there you go. Let me put this above so I can, if you need to, you can pause the video and check your answers. All right, your homework is to finish page 187. It's really not much. You're just practicing what we just did on your own, okay?